Happy 2026. This is our first video of the year, and I have our grass-colored paper covering things, and I want to tell you why. There are some pretty cool things under here. These are relics from when I was little. These are Barbie items, or not so much Barbie items, but things I used for my Barbies in the 80s. And some of them are actually older than that and from the 70s. This is what I have for today. And does anyone recognize who this girl is? Let's get into it. I am so excited to show you all of this stuff that I used to play with. Let's go. I'm just going to move it all out of the way. Oh my gosh, there are so many good things. Let's start with this one. Do you remember, if you're old enough, the Barbie and the Rockers recording studio? So I had the recording studio. Look at the details that went into this. This was the camera for recording, and you could move it. You could hold the handle or have Ken hold the handle, and it would swivel to record Barbie. Now, I don't have a lot of this set left, but what I do have is that and the speakers. I absolutely loved this set. I had so many Barbie concerts, and I also had a Gem doll. Do you remember Gem and the Rockers? So I would use my Gem doll on the recording studio. And this is from the early to mid 80s. So these are quite old, which, I hope you can understand. That's why I don't have everything anymore. But look at the colors. Orange, yellows, right? Not everything was pink the way Barbie stuff is now. And speaking of Barbie, here is, and she's not in such great shape. Look at her eyes. Her little eyebrow is missing. Her hands, her hips. This is a Barbie. Look at her legs. Barbie's knees used to bend, and they clipped. And then you pushed them straight. And then they bent so that she could sit. This is, and she's wearing, I guess, a homemade skirt. I do know that this top that she's wearing is actually a skipper dress, and their head would swivel all over the place. And then there is her blonde hair. And do you see the little crack on the neck? This was very common with Barbies. Their necks would crack and they would lose their heads. Let's compare her to this Barbie. Look at the difference in Barbie's eyes. Her body shape has definitely changed, and that's okay. But look at the eyes. This Barbie has a very cartoonish eyes. Those are very piercing blue. Versus this Barbie with the more natural looking eyes. And if you notice her head, it still swivels, but it's not the same. New Barbies don't have the cracking of the neck that old Barbies had. But this Barbie would be, again, from the 80s. Now that leads me to our next Barbie. But before we go right into her, let's show some of the cool things. This is, and this will give you a hint as to who the Barbie is. This is from a cheerleading set. And the only thing I'm missing is the pom-poms. So this is what Skipper doll would hold, and she would cheer. And I mean, it actually, I don't know, it has a little hole in the middle. The plastic wrapper looks like I had to tape it on at one point. So again, a very old relic. And it also came with a little hat. I don't have the hat either. But I have the actual Skipper. And yes, this is what Skippers looked like way back in the 80s. She was a victim of the head. They had this little plastic part that would hold the head in. And when that happened, you just shoved her head back on and she lost her neck. Now, this was the cheerleading outfit. There was a little star here that matched these stars. They're falling apart. Look at my doll's leg. This Skipper is got plastic rot, and it's sad. Do you see the discoloration? And that's unfortunate with the old dolls because their legs were rubbery, whereas a new Barbie, it's hard plastic, so you won't get the rubber rot that these ones have. And her knees also bent. Look at her little shoes. Skipper was the OG flat-footed Barbie. Look at that. And these were her feet. Look at the little holes. They're flexible. I loved these. These were my childhood. I loved them. So this Skipper came with this little megaphone, and it would clip onto her hands. I had so much fun with the Skipper, and she was super cool because unlike today's Skipper, where she's got dark hair, this was the beginning of that. Her hair is in really bad shape. She had the highlight, and it was literally just a stripe straight through. I absolutely loved her. I also had her friend Courtney, and she looks more like today's Skipper with the crimped hair, and she came with a dog. No, I'm sorry. She came with a cat. And what do I have? The food dish. Now, this is super cute. It flips over. So your dog is hungry, or your cat, and now it's not. I love this. I don't know if this actually came with my doll or if it was from something else, but no, I can't do it. Look at that. When I talk about with the new dolls and the playability and the purses that opened and things, this is what I'm talking about. I have more. I have California Barbie Frisbee. This came with a little sun visor and with a sticker. The sticker is starting to fall off. I don't know if that came with a Skipper doll or a Barbie doll. I'm not sure. Now, the rest of what I have to show you is Barbie related, but it's just different pieces. Let's start with this one. Look at the Dr. Barbie medical bag. Now, we have compared Dr. Barbie and we've looked at other Dr. Barbie outfits. This one came with a whole bunch of pieces, and the stuff inside of this is not the original. The only thing that's original is the clipboard, but it came with medications and other things. These are like, that's the Doc McStuffin. This is from my daughter who used to play with it. But there is Dr. Barbie's medical bag. But you see how it opened and you could take things out? This is the playability factor that's missing in a lot of dolls. I have a little Barbie suitcase. Again, I don't know. Is this an actual Barbie suitcase? Like, do you remember having this in the 70s or the 80s? Because a lot of my Barbie stuff was used. Pre-loved. It was pre-loved when it came to me. I can't even open it. Does it not open? There it goes. Oh, there's a little Barbie passport. Oh, I made a little Barbie passport. Look at that. Oh my gosh. There's little Barbie's passport. Did I do a video on this or did I just do this for fun? Apparently I made, a little Barbie passport. Let me know in the comments. Did we actually do this in a video? That is cute. That is cute. You know what? You know I made that because that's extra packaging made into something. But there's our little suitcase with the travel stickers. Tokyo, London, Paris, and Spain. Okay, so if Barbie's going to travel, she's going to need more than just this in luggage. Look at this. Tutti Frutti gum. The zipper is broken. I have no idea where I got this. I don't know what it was from. It could have been from a gumball machine for all I know. Way back when gumball machines had cool toys. But I used to use that either with my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because Michelangelo would use it because it was orange, or my Barbie would use it because I had the 1970s era Barbie camper, you know, the big cream colored one. It opened on the top. That's where my Barbies lived. I have just a few pieces left of it. One being the cooler. It had a yellow lid and it had handles. But there is our Barbie cooler. And I want to compare that to the Barbie cooler of today. I have this one. It's missing the lid as well. So apparently I don't do well with lids. Not much has changed. The detailing is the same. This one has handles here though. So Barbie can't really hold this. Whereas mine had the handles that looped across. So it went like this and you could, hold up Barbie's hand and string the cooler so she could carry it. But this is an accessory from the Barbie camper. Moving on to more things that are Barbie that aren't Barbie. I used to use this as a Barbie TV. Now, clearly this is See Niagara Falls on television. It's one of those things where you look through and you can see Niagara Falls. So obviously as a child, I went to visit Niagara Falls, but I used to use this as a Barbie TV. I don't know if I just put it in the camper van or if I would set up what furniture I had. Do you guys remember plastic canvas? My grandmother used to make me plastic canvas Barbie furniture, which is why I don't have a lot of the plastic furniture from that time. But I used to use that TV for that. I have, a skipper outfit. So this is a skipper outfit, this top piece. She's wearing a skipper outfit. And I have this skipper outfit. It does have some ink damage. I mean, these things are quite old. They are well over 40 years old. But when I talk about the tags, like there is the tag. So we know that this is an actual Barbie item. This is what is missing. And snaps. We didn't use Velcro. They snapped closed. Do you know how hard it was as a child with Barbie with these rubbery legs to put clothes on her? I know, but let's move on. This one I think is incredibly old. This is one, again, I would have gotten it pre-loved. Tell me the age of this. Look at this. This is a sleeping bag. I love this. It did not come with the camper van, but it may have come with my camper van because my camper van was pre-loved. I love this piece so much that I have kept this. And I have kept this for a long time. I let my children play with it, but I have still kept this. This is telling me this is very 70s based on the fabric. I don't know. What do you think? But it is so well done. Double lined, like you can flip this inside out. I don't know if this is something that was homemade. Like it's got batting in it, right? Like was this homemade or did anyone else have this sleeping bag? I don't know. I've looked, I can't tell. But this big part of my childhood. Now for the last two things, these are my favorites. I actually glued one back together. When I say playability, I mean playability. The 70s and the 80s Barbies had playability. This is a Barbie princess phone. This part, I don't know if it moves, but remember we used to dial the phone number by swinging this around? The headset comes off and you wind it up and it rings. You turn it off and it stops ringing. You turn it on and it rings. Let's give it another wind up. They're getting old, so the winders don't always work. And then you turn it off and it stops. This is what's missing for me in Barbie toys of today. How cute. The details of the actual numbers. Now, I had to glue this piece back to here because it fell off. But look at that. There's the little bell mechanism. Oh, I'm dropping it. Okay, let me set it down. And now are you ready for the last piece? Because what changed in the 80s and the early 90s? Computers. Remember that plastic canvas I was talking about? I had a family member, I believe it was my mother, who made me the plastic canvas Barbie office, but it needed one thing. This is a Barbie computer. Now, I don't know if this is actually Barbie or if it was just Barbie sized, but the screen has, no, I think it was Barbie because right there, I believe it says Barbie. It's going to be really hard to see, but is that just a button? Oh, and I think it lights up across, or it used to light up, but it does say Barbie right there. I don't know. And the keypad you can press. Can you see how it goes down? And then the number pad, because way back when computers are new, the number pad was here. It was a separate keyboard. I think you could still see some that have it, but this actually is Barbie because right there it says Barbie. This is something where proper branding would come in handy. I also had the mixer, the same thing with the wind up. I don't know. This has been an absolute blast. I have loved looking through some of my childhood toys. I used to have so much more of it, but we can't keep everything. And this is what I have chosen to keep. If I come across any more, let me know in the comments. Are you interested in seeing all this? I absolutely love this. I spent so much of my childhood playing with my Barbies and just having such a great time with my imagination. Oh my gosh, I actually missed something. I can't believe I forgot about this. Okay. I don't know if this was my Barbie or my gem in the holograms? Probably Barbie. I don't know. This is a Barbie curling iron. You would put the hair in, close it, wrap it, and pretend to be curling your Barbie's hair. I don't know if this is, again, like this one doesn't have branding, so maybe this was just from a different doll. But there is my Barbie curling iron. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys. So what is your favorite? Did you have Barbie in the rockers? Were you creative and would use things like the bag and the TV for your Barbies? Did you have any of the cool wind up stuff? Did you have a Barbie camper van? Did you have a Barbie house? Did you have Dr. Barbie? Did you have any of these Skippers? And how many of you were able to recognize that this was Skipper? I will tell you, when my daughter became interested in Barbies, I had no idea what Skipper looked like. And I hadn't been a kid when Stacy was really, truly introduced. So when we went looking for Skippers, I did not recognize her at all because I was looking for a blonde doll. But looking at her now with Skipper with the dark hair, with the purple or the blue stripe, it makes sense because my Skipper was blonde with a brown stripe, a brunette stripe. I love how Barbie has evolved, but she keeps her core values of just being imagination land for kids. And that's what I love about Barbie. Let me know, what of these have you had? Did you have this? Do you recognize this? Was this something someone made? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. And I'm so excited for another year sharing dolls and crafts and all this fun with you. Thank you so much.